guys. So this morning when Cody was preaching about for God to use you, I was really hoping he was going to give this example of one of the chances where God was able to use him. So I'm going to have Cody tell the story, which he should have done this morning. But anyway.
So there's a lot of stories where God used me, and I generally don't tell people because it's weird. You know, people get weird when you tell them God told you to do something. And there's a bunch of them. But right after I got saved and God was really speaking to me and I decided to live for him, I was working at a chemical plant, part refinery. Anyway, it was in Sweeney, Texas. And I remember I was there on a turnaround. And I was at work one day, and God told me that morning, he said, I want you to tell a guy that you love him. Tell a man that you love him. And to me, that was super weird. It was very awkward, and I'm like, that makes no sense to me. And but God was very, very specific about, I need you to tell a man that you love him. Well, I didn't know anybody on this job, not well enough to tell him I love him. And so going up to lunch, there was a guy that I did kind of know on the job, and I walked up, just kind of, elbows, man, I love you, just being funny, trying to not make it awkward. And God was like, no, that's not it. And I'm like, oh, dadgummit. Well, I remember I was standing in the middle of the unit, and this guy came walking to me, and he was a guy that was on my crew. I was a foreman on the job. And it was a guy that was on my crew, and he was kind of an odd guy. People didn't really talk to him. But he was, just super nice. Do anything in the world for you. And I just thought the world of the guy. And I was talking to him. And anyway, he was walking up. And I called him. And I won't say his name. But I called him. And I said, hey, man, come here. So he came over there. And I said, look, dude, I just want you to know, man to man, not weird, nothing like that. But man, I love you. I think you're a great guy. And I genuinely love you just as a man. I think there's a lot for you in the world. And it was very awkward for me. And he teared up, and he kind of started to cry a little bit. And I said, man, that's cool. I just wanted you to know. And he said, well, I want to show you something. And just bringing it back in my mind now, remembering how it played out. It's hard to tell. But he pulled out a notepad that he had in his pocket. And he opened it up, and he showed it to me. And it said, I just wish someone would say I love you. And he was going to go home that afternoon and kill himself. Because he didn't feel loved. But that was an opportunity where God was able to use me in something so random and just weird. Going up to a guy I didn't really know, and God said, you need to tell him you love him and show him that he's loved. When we talked about being available for God this morning, Rachel was really hoping that, and I'm glad I didn't, because I probably would have cried in front of everybody. But I'll never forget when he pulled that out, and he had written down at lunch, just right before I told him that, I would just wish someone would say they love me. So anyway, I encourage you, if God's telling you to do something, be available, listen, because there's no telling how small or weird it may be, the impact that it can make. And I just encourage you, listen when God calls, and accept the weird, accept the challenging, and be bold for God. And yes, I'm driving with no hands. I'm showing the steering wheel. That's always fun. Yeah, welcome to the world of 2026. But anyway, is that what you wanted me to share?
Yes, thank you.